Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. If you're a regular to my channel, then you may have noticed that I've not been around for a few weeks. Unfortunately, I have had COVID, so haven't really had the energy to record videos, but I'm out of isolation now, feeling a bit better, so let's crack on and get back on track. And I've got a fancy fold card to share with you that I think is called a 6-fold card. So we fold out this way, then we've got these 2 fold outs, then we can fold out that bit there, and then finally that bit there. So you've got a whole load of lovely designer series paper on display, and this is from the absolutely gorgeous New Horizons. And honestly, these pieces of designer series paper, all you need to do is stamp on a sentiment and you've got a gorgeous card. However, it does coordinate with the On the Horizon stamp set, so you can stamp some of these extra details onto your pieces of designer series paper, as I have done here. And it also comes with the Horizon dies. Now, I have used some of the dies for this little scene on this panel here. I've also used the dies for these little fence panels there, and I used it for this piece on my belly band. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this. I've cut lots of bits of paper already, but I haven't quite decided how I'm putting them together. But we need to start off with a piece of 12 by 12 basic white card. Excuse me. And our paper trimmer is our friend for this particular card. So I want to trim this down. As you can see, it is my card is the full length of the paper. So I've got 12 inches in one direction, but it's only actually 8 inches wide. So trimming my 12 by 12 down to 12 by 8. Okay, and we can use that for something else. Then I want to do some trimming on this. I want to trim that at 2 inches. So this is on the short side. Trimming that at 2 inches. Sorry, not trimming, scoring. The brain fog is real. And also at 6 inches. Like so. And then turn that around, and I want to score that at 4 inches and at 8 inches. So when your card's all folded up, it will be 4 inches square. So you've got that 4-inch panel in the middle there. So we need to do some cutting, and we're only doing partial cutting. You could just use scissors to cut along there. I prefer, when I'm doing something relatively long, to use my trimmer. I just feel it's a little bit more accurate. So I can butt that right up to there, and I can take my blade down to 4 inches. Okay, so there's a little notch in your blade. Line that up with the 4 inches there. Gentle press down and cut. Okay, and I want to do the same here. So I'm now just lining that up at 2 inches. Take that down again to the 4 inches. Gentle press and push that away. Okay, so I've got those bits cut, and I want to do exactly the same on the other side. So again, bring that down to 4 inches, butt that right up so that it's at the 6 inches, cut. Bring it along 2 inches, bring that down to 4 inches, cut. Okay, so we've got some of that cut. I now want to, and what I meant to say earlier was on this one, I've got my fold out at the top. I'm actually going to change it around and have the fold out at the bottom on this one. Okay, so I'm going to cut off these 2 panels there. So I can line that up at 4, bring that down just to 2 this time. I don't need that bit just now. And then just cut that away. Okay, now you might find you've got it not 100%, but that's okay. And again, you could definitely do this bit at with your scissors, because you're only cutting 2 inches. Okay, so just down to the 2 inches, like so. There we have it. I don't want to cut the bottom ones, but I do want to score them. So take that cutting blade out of the way, line that up at 2 inches, take that down to 2 inches, and then just score that. Okay, this time just lining that up at 10 inches. Got that at 2 inches, and then just give that a score. Okay, so we've now got, take this out of the way for now, we've now got these bits that will fold in like that. We need to take off these pieces here. Okay, so I want to cut from there down to there. So I'm going to fold that straight as I can out of the way and cut from there down to there. So I'm lining up that corner there and this corner here in that track there. I like to start in the panel rather than right at the edge, and when you come down to the bottom here, just go nice and slowly and you'll kind of feel that you're there, but you can just take it off and double check, and if you need to, just take your snips to finish that off there. Okay, so we've got that one going that way, and I need to cut it from that corner to that corner. Again, just fold that out of the way. So lining up that tip in the middle of the track there, and that corner in the middle there. And then just taking it down ever so gently, and you can just feel it going into that gap in that corner there, and we're done. So that's the cutting of the card base, and I can just quickly fold that and show you how that will all fold in just like the other one. Okay, so that will fold down, that will fold up, and these will fold over. While I've got my trimmer here, I have a couple of bits that I have decided I'm using for the front. So that will be the front of my card there. Okay, so I want to cut from that corner down to that corner. So as I said, the folded card is 4 inches square, so this is actually just a 3 3/4 inches square. Okay, so they will go on like that, and then on the inside I've got this piece, so I can decide which way. I think I'll do it that way. So again, just the same, and you can use this piece here to give you a better guide. And again, I tend to start actually in the piece rather than doing it at the end, because I don't want to catch that piece there. Okay, so because I've got my blades that way around, needed a little bit of hand at the top there. Okay, so I've got some bits of paper ready to glue on. Okay, so keep these 2 bits here that you've trimmed off, because these are big enough to make your little fence panels. So I'll just show you how to do that at the moment. We've got this stamp, which is the same as this one here, so I will stamp that for my sentiment as well. I'm using crumb cake ink. And I'm just going to stamp that a couple of times. On these triangle pieces, just to make sure we get all of the fence panel in there. And a bit for my belly band sentiment, I'll just pop that on like that just now, and I'll come back to that bit. Bring in my dies. So we've got those 2 pieces of fencing, and I'm just going to cut those out of that. So bear with me and I'll come back once I've done that. Okay, so I've die cut those pieces that I stamped out, and I'm now just going to burnish these pieces here, and then I can start and actually decorate this fun fold card. Now you might find that this bit needs a little bit of trimming, because it can be a bit bulky. That's okay actually, not too bad. Hold it all in place and give it a good press down, like so. And then I think I want to trim just a little bit along that bottom edge there, just to help it fold in a little bit better. Oh, making a mess of that. Just taking that tiny little bit out. Okay, it's not the neatest, but hopefully that will help it fold a little bit better. Like so. Again, just giving that a good press so that we can get those bits to all fold over. And obviously we've got some designer series paper to add in on to these as well. And you will get a little bit of gap between your triangles, but that's okay. You're going to have your belly band covering a chunk of that anyway. Okay, so this is the way around I want to do it this time. So I've got lots of pieces that I now need to glue on. So bear with me while I do these triangle pieces, and I'm going to use my little applicator so I can get pretty close into those corners there, particularly the points. Now I've actually decided that I'm going to take a tiny slither off the top of that piece there, so about a 1/16, maybe that was an 1/8, and it'll just mean that that doesn't overlap in the middle there, because we've got quite a lot of bulk in that piece there. I didn't need to do that with my other one, but they're all unique designs, aren't they? So I now need to decide how I want to decorate the rest of this piece. And I've got some bits I've already cut, and I think that bit was for the belly band, which we can use the piece that we cut off. Excuse me. I think I want to have another bit of that one there, and I like these dark greens actually. We could have those along there, except that that doesn't really, wouldn't be easy to stamp on that one. I do like the pinks as well though. So do I keep, no, I think I'll keep that there. And let me bring it in. So I could create a little scene like that one on there, stamp on that one, put a couple of sentiments on there. Okay, so these two I will Okay. I possibly want to put some of those on there. Could do that. Oh, in fact, that one looks quite nice. No, that's different. That one. We could have those three there. Okay. So I think on these ones I will add in some of the little birdies and stamp a little scene on this one, and then you can glue. So just a little bit of stamping first of all, and then probably quite a lot of gluing. So this one here, I think I'm just going to stamp with, oops, sorry, Evening Evergreen. Right along the bottom there, like that, and there. I can have some of the little birds. I'll just use Evening Evergreen for that as well, up in that corner there. Let me clean that. I've got rather a lot more ink on my stamp. Keep forgetting that that ink pad is so juicy. So with this one, just a few taps. That's better. I'll have that flying off there. And just a few on there. Okay, so we can have those ones put in place here, and for the little scene on this one I can use my little mountains again, and perhaps have some trees on there. So that one doubles up. It's kind of difficult to see because I've used two different pattern paper. Well, I've actually used the same pattern paper to get for both layers. It just gives you that little bit more dimension, and I used a different designer series paper to do that as water. I could, no, I think I like the water actually. And this one has a nice straight edge as well, so you can put them together. There is another one in the set that obviously wouldn't be quite, well, that's quite nice actually. No, stick with what I had. Right, so I've got this design that I can cut that one from, doesn't matter, it's longer than it needs to be anyway, so I can cut that from that, and I have this one that I will cut those two from, and if you put them together like that you don't need quite so much paper. So I'm going to trim that and I will come back. Okay, so I actually changed my mind and I cut the water part from the same design. So I cut the hills from the bottom and the water from the top of that. So just want to again use little bits of glue to attach this piece to the other mountain piece, like that. I found the easiest way to do was to line up in the middle and then work my way out, and if you use your liquid glue you can get a little bit wiggle room on that. Excuse me. Okay, now this will hang over the edge, but that's okay. back in and trim that off. Same with this bit. Just slide them together so you've got no gap between them, like so. Turn it over and just snip that through like that. So that is now ready to add to that top panel there. So again, bear with me while I just glue a few of these bits and pieces to the card. Okay, so I have actually had a little bit of technical difficulty there, so I've missed out a little stage, but I've simply added an extra piece of designer series paper there, and I've added some extra bits onto there as well. So the bit that we need to do is we still need to do the belly band, and we need to stamp some sentiments. So I've got a piece of card to go in there, and I've got a couple of little bits to put in there with some sentiments on as well, and I need to stamp a sentiment for this one. Let's just pick out the wishing you so much happiness for the front. There we go. This one. And also need, so I'm just lining that my block up, and I'm trying to line up the stamp in line with my grid mat there to try and get it kind of straight. And I will use Misty Moonlight, which is one of our retiring in colours, and one that I will miss. I really do like using this. It's a lovely shade of blue. So if you don't have it, then you have until the end of April 2022 to grab it, but we tend to find that the in colour products that are retiring sell out before they actually get to the retirement date. So if you need to stock up on any of the retiring in colours, which are Misty Moonlight, Just Jade, Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider and Magenta Madness, then do so quickly while you still can. Okay, so for the center, I want relax and enjoy your day. Just a few gentle taps, ink that up, and just stamp that in the center. I will glue that onto there. That's for that. For these ones, we've got a little one in the set that says breathe. Line that up. Just trying to get it as straight as I can. Not too bad. And I'm going to come in again with those little birdies. Now I did change my grid mat. I don't want to get my New one all dirty again. Yeah. Couple there. Couple there. So that one can go there. And on this one, don't have any other small sentiments on that. So I brought in the Through It Together stamp set. And what one did I use? I used Believe in Yourself. I think I might, I'm here for you. Yeah, I'm here for you. Let me just find that. There we go. I'm here for you. Again, lining it up on my block. Just double check that fits. Yes, it does. I'm here for you. And again, I'll add some those little birds. There we are. Let me just put my ink pad out the way, and I can glue all of those bits together, and I need to do the belly band. So this was the piece that we cut off our 12 by 12 card at the beginning. I am going to cut that down to 1.5 inches. And I only need it to be about 9 inches, so I'm just going to chop off 3 inches there, like so. So a little bit more gluing, just to add these little bits in place. Now, all of the dimensions and the products that I have used for this card will be in my blog post, and there will be a link to that blog post in the description bar below. What I would say is these pieces here are 1 3/4 inch squared. These are 1.5 inch squared. This is 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and this square here was 3 3/4, and this is 3.5. Okay, I think I've given you the other measurements during the video, but if I've missed anything, just check out my blog post. We've got these two folding in like that, folding up, folding over, folding that way, and we need a belly band to keep that all in place. So starting there, I'm just folding it round gently. Make sure it's straight, and then I can put a little line of glue on that edge, little line of glue on that edge, bring them over, not too tight, just like so, so that it can slide off and on. I'll just hold that for a moment, and I also added my designer series paper over the top. Yeah. which will disguise that join a bit as well. And then I used tearing tape for my ribbon. Not that you really need the ribbon, it's just a little bit extra. Just in the middle there. And again, I will start in the middle on the front. Round the back, take that backing off. And then finish off in the middle again. Chop off the excess. Like that. And glue our sentiment that we did way back at the beginning on the top there. And there we have a slightly different version. Same pack of papers, just using different designs. And we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 folds. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, then I'd love for you to click on that subscribe button and click on the bell so you get notified of my next video tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, take care. Bye bye.